King Charles has asked, what do I mean by there are no true accidents? No true accidents. Well, we must acknowledge the levels of consciousness that onion skin their way through perception in reality. Because reality is essentially what you make it. So to say that I did something that was accidental is not necessarily insincere. But considering that everything is an intertwined system of reactive events, then everything happens for a reason. I'm sure you're familiar with the butterfly effect. A butterfly flaps its wings and then subsequently leads to fucking reactor number 4 blowing up in Ukraine. You know, so see, supposedly small events lead to supposedly big events. Everything implies each other. The illusion of importance is a fucking illusion. Everything is just conscious energy, everything is the same, everything is just awareness. Well, I mean, us Western people, we like to think, oh yeah, it's just dead matter. It's just like, yeah, we're just on this rock, we just happen to be here. Yeah, well, I don't fucking buy it. You know, if you have your eyes open, you see that all this shit, the reality itself is conscious. It's actually blindingly obvious. How else could it be? When you start tripping, what do you think that is? I mean, I've always been fascinated with that when I was a child. I thought, okay, so people hallucinate, they see things that aren't fucking there. Right? That's pretty interesting. So you think, okay, so certain states of consciousness that you can enter through drugs or through sleep deprivation. I'm currently sleep deprived. Through, you know, there's many different ways of getting into these hallucinogenic states. But when you're having a hallucination, to the energy it must take to actually see something that isn't there, especially when it's at the magnitude of something that is actually realer than real, as people describe. I've had experiences like this. If something's realer than real, whatever real even means, but what people mean by that, I would suppose, is complexity. The complexity of the things in the environment. So if you take DMT and get blasted through a fucking tunnel, and then you're in this place, you're like, what the fuck's going on here? There's some elf there like, welcome, we've missed you. And he's like, oh, hang on a minute, this place is more complex than where I already am. He's like, yes, this is the other dimension, didn't you know? You've been here before. He's like, alright, yeah, I think I remember now. Yeah, what is your name? Fucking Istelbandrzindikeka? You know, and then you come back and it's like, oh yeah, this is just fucking ridiculous, isn't it? I should really start taking this a little less seriously. But not too fucking stupid, because if you make it too stupid, then you won't get anything done. And the point is character development, as we know. Well, the point is whatever you make it, but it's about who you become, not what happens to you. Which is a very important point that we must remind ourselves in these testing times, because our sanity is being tested. We are being isolated and our freedoms are being stripped away from us. It is no fucking secret, it is hidden in plain sight in the behaviour and the treatment that we're receiving, that is exactly the desired outcome. Regardless of what this virus is, I think it's pretty goddamn clear at this point that whether or not it was actually concocted and this whole situation was intended, regardless of whether that being the truth or not, they're definitely taking advantage of it. They definitely want to shift the relationship between government and public. And the troubling thing is about it is, in the past, things like this would have been more upfront. Perhaps a bit more brutal, but more upfront. These days, it's all fucking insidious, so you can't even tell. And the people that are actually banging on about this shit all the time end up all fucking whacked out because they're trying to catch fucking smoke. So they end up like some dickhead conspiracy theorist with a tinfoil hat on in a fucking basement with about 100 pictures on the wall with fucking red tape on them. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's like they've basically like associated the word conspiracy with just complete bullshit at this point. Now, I've got an open mind to anything, any possibility. You don't know what the fucking... Our realities are based on really hollow fucking illusions. You flip your fucking box that you live in, you realise, oh fuck, I know nothing. You know? But I think the trouble is people get too attached to things. If we were all more catered to alignment instead of getting attached to things, then when evidence actually presents itself that strengthens one side of an argument or one branch, then you can allow yourself to flow down the stream and align down that, and in that way the truth is slowly pieced together through you paying attention and making sense of what is presented to you through your experience. That is the proper way to do it. But what a lot of us do, we all do this to different degrees, is we fucking believe something, we like it, and then we base it off fucking who we are. That's not who we are. That's a fucking idea that is based on fucking nothing. I'm talking a bit wishy-washy here, but you get the point. What the fuck am I talking about here? I've got no idea where I'm going with this. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be answering a question, wasn't I? Why are there no true mistakes? Well, it's simply an opinion of mine, but it's an opinion that is solidified by experience that I've had in higher states of consciousness, where I've perceived the relationship between the world and I, and you will realise that all behaviour and all action is essentially communication between you and I suppose you could call it your higher self, you could call it God, you could call it reality, you could call it the universe, call it whatever you like. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in a system that is created for us, in which obstacles are placed in your path that are designed, if you overcome them, to progress you into a certain character pathway that facilitates the evolution of everything else. So essentially, the outcome of the individual implies the outcome of everything else. So in the same way, like, hell is paved one step at a time. If everybody throws one piece of litter one day and then does it like, you know, there's going to be fucking litter everywhere. It doesn't take that long. Then nobody cleans it up. There's fucking shit everywhere. And now that's the point where it's just a downward spiral from that point, isn't it? I mean, that's just an example. You get the goddamn point. If everybody aligned themselves to becoming the best version of themselves all the time, and it's not easy to succeed in this endeavour, it's the hardest thing you can fucking do, you know? Like, it's not easy, and there's no wonder people don't fucking embrace it. I mean, they probably don't embrace it, partly because it's not exactly presented to us, is it, in our culture? Nobody fucking told me about this sort of shit. In school, I would think that would be an absolute foundation. Become the best of who you are. Find out your gift. And, well, if you're a man, ejaculate it into the world. If you're a woman, birth it. Or whatever fucking metaphor you want to choose. But that isn't what they want. That isn't what the education system's designed to do.